Welcome to the Unapologetic She, a space for you, a space for me, which means this is a space for us. Y'all, can I just stop real quick? And I gotta be a little bit real with you. For those of you that know me, and those of you that don't know me, really for anybody that has seen my name, seen my face, looked on my socials, any of that fun stuff, when I decided when the pandemic started to go ahead and get a new hobby, and some of you suggested, you should get some more plants. Why? I have an addictive personality. That just means anything that I start to do, it's very hard for me to stop. So I have to make very conscious decisions in real life about what I do with my time, what kind of hobbies I have, because ain't nobody got time to be addicted to stuff. But the one thing that y'all decided to get me to do was buy some plants. And so here we are. So today we are going to talk about the 3 things that I did not know before I became a plant parent. Now, don't get me wrong, some of this stuff is like,
duh, Shauna, if you would have done some research, anybody could have told you that.
And I know that. We're here on the Unapologetic She. We're walking in the truth that I don't always look things up before I try them. I am just, not a daredevil, but I just like to try stuff before I do it. But let me stop wasting all of your time, because we could go on and on about how mad I am that y'all didn't let me know how difficult this was. But the first thing that I want y'all to know, or the first thing that I did not know before I became a plant parent, was winter. That's it. Winter. Nobody tells you about winter time. Nobody tells you about off season. So of course, here I am going through all my plants. As you can see, I'm looking through them, and do y'all see what I see? I see lots of dead leaves. So these plants during their all season, during the winter, do shed a lot of leaves. So of course, before I'm sitting here thinking like, what am I doing wrong? Am I not taking care of the plants? Do I not understand what it is to be a plant parent? Which I really don't, but it's okay. Little did I know it's just because the seasons are changing. So here I am about to throw away all of these plants. Like they were all about to go in the trash. Like I'm not even joking. I texted a few of my friends like, please come get these plants off me. Because if you don't get them off me, they're going to go in the trash can today. And of course, some of them did. There were some plants that I truly neglected, and not to be deep or anything, but I did decide to buy plants because it's something that I can take care of. I noticed that when my plants are not that well taken care of, neither is my home. Not saying that we're dirty or nothing, but things just aren't, the way they should be. So of course I did buy plants to make sure that I could, take care of things, because life. But also I think plants are beautiful. I think they're beautiful to have in your home, and they really do bring me a lot of happiness. But when I walked around and look at all my plants and I see that a lot of them have a ton of yellow leaves, I got very concerned. So of course I did a little bit of research after the fact and realized that it is winter. They are dropping leaves, but some of them are preparing for new leaves to come out. So it's completely normal. But this off season, y'all, you lose a couple of troopers. It's okay. If your plants die, or if some of your plants die during this off season, during the winter, it's fine. Plants come, they go. Just do like me and go buy another one, of course. Anyway, the second thing that nobody told me before becoming a plant parent was how costly this stuff is. So I'm really trying to think of the amount of money that my grandmother might have put into her plants. She does have 1 or 2 plants that I think are at least 10 years old. They have to be. And they're really beautiful plants. One is a Christmas cactus at her front door. And never do I can't recall a time where I think that she took it out the pot and she bought new soil for it. And she decided, oh, this is not the pot that fits. I gotta go and get a different pot. Or she looked at the roots. I don't think our grandparents did all that. I really think they had a different breed of plants, because this whole buying fertilizer, having to buy new pots, having to repot, which we'll talk about that later. But having to buy all of these things to make sure these plants survive is a lot, especially my one plant, my Monstera. I do know that I'm going to have to DIY that girl sooner rather than later, simply because her leaves are starting to grow down instead of up, and I need a moss pole, so that the leaves can grow around the moss pole and they can grow upwards. Because I don't have time for a droopy Monstera. That's my favorite plant. It needs to be happy. It needs to be the plant that gives me the most love, because I show it love. But anyway, the last thing that nobody told me about this plant parenthood thing is the amount of time and maintenance that goes into taking care of plants. So of course, I think when the pandemic started, a lot of people got a lot of different hobbies. A lot of people decided to buy a dog because they thought, I'm gonna be home alone all the time, I'm gonna get a dog. Some of you started working out. Some of you started running. Some of you started stuffing your face with all the food in the world and you're content with it. That's fine, like do you. I decided that plants were gonna be my thing, and I didn't realize like how taxing it can be to have a certain amount of plants at a certain amount of time. You know, like me, when I went to Home Depot at the beginning of this pandemic and decided to bring 8 or 9 plants home, thinking, oh, this is a great idea. And I think it was, but it takes a lot. So of course, the more plants you have, the more repotting you have to do, the more looking at leaves, the more shining leaves, got to use a lot of neem oil. And this stuff just starts to add up. So make sure you know that this is a financial thing. Like, you are investing. When you invest in plants, like, your money is going into that. And how you take care of your plants is how your money is going to be spent. Because for me, I'm going to do better. From today on out, I'm going to do better. Also, I want to try to be way more intentional about the plants I have and the plants that I bring in my home. It is fun to have a bunch of plants. It's really cool to look at, but I do know I want to just be intentional just in all areas of my life. And so some of these plants have to go. I did gift 2 of them already to my grandma. Shout out to my favorite G. But I do want to start giving away some more because I do want to focus in on those plants that, you know, really, really make me happy. And it's not to say that any of these things have deterred me from wanting to become a plant parent, because like I said before, these things were going to go in the trash. Like, I was not dealing with this anymore. But it just taught me and it showed me, like, these things take time. Growth takes time. The stuff that the plants do take time. The stuff that you go through also takes time. So like I said before, these things are things that will probably, like, I'll get over them. You'll probably experience them and be like, okay, but it's worth it. So I am here to tell you, it's all worth it. It's okay. Just be better than me and be smart, be strategic, understand what you're getting yourself into, do some research, because once again, Google is free. But with all of that said, I want to wish you guys a random but happy Black History Year. Happy Women's History Month. Thank you so much for coming to this channel and supporting me like you do. Please, please, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.